Alright, welcome back to part 3 of chapter 1. This is where we're actually going to design, I shouldn't say design, this is where we're actually going to model our first part that has already been designed by someone else. So, anyway, let's just kind of look at this. This was just a generic file I found off the internet. It's so funny. This part has been used in so many different books I've read for so many different programs. Now I'm going to name these programs that I've used. There's Inventor, Fusion 360, SolidWorks, Creo, Pro-E. There's one more and I can't remember its name that I've used, all of which I've done very many projects with, but in every book I've read for each one of those softwares, and they're completely different vendors and everything, this part is always in the book. So I'm going to continue that tradition. This part is now in my series. Honestly, I don't even know what this part is. I just call it a corner bracket. Like, I think of a table, and this kind of goes up in there, and then the leg somehow bolts into these two holes. Now, I've seen a table that does that. A lot of older tables from the 40s and 50s, like vintage tables, especially vanities that would be used in a master bedroom that has a mirror for the wife to have her makeup, and it's kind of her beauty station. I have literally seen this part on it before. It's very interesting. So anyway, let's actually talk about how we're going to model this. We've got multiple different views. The dimensions are done in inches, but I'm doing this in meters, and we'll scale down at the end for cleanup and be able to export it. Don't forget to scale down. If you export your STL in meters, your slicer is going to have a heck of a time trying to figure out what to do. So, the first thing that we need to do is, what's the best approach to do this? To me, I'm just looking at the side profile right here and say, let's just draw this and then extrude it in our direction that we need to. But then I notice there's this center line right here. So I'm thinking, what if we were to extrude half of it this way and half this way, so we can keep this center point to be able to use it for our holes? To me, that sounds like a great idea. So let's go ahead and do that. So first we're going to sketch this profile. So we know it's going to be 3.5 by 4 inches and 3 inches wide, but we're not going to need to worry about this portion yet. So let's just draw this. So 3.5 by 4 high. So let's go back into Sketchup and let's get into front view. So I'm going to hit L for line tool. Click right here. I'm not going to do that. First we need our guides. I always put my guides in. Just click on the red line and I just drag along right here, let go, click right there, and now I've got my guides for blue. Then we might as well do our green as well. And let's go back to front. Whoops. Front view. Alright, bet. For some reason it does not want to set on front. Whatever. At least get it to the front view so you can see. Hit L for line tool, and we're going to start drawing a line. Now you can run it along this line here, or hit the left arrow key to the right arrow key to force it, and we're just going to type in 3.5, hit enter. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, start right here, and we're going to go up there, type in 4, and there we go. So let's continue on to see what other dimension we need to do. We know this is 1 inch. This 1.75 goes out to here. So we could draw a guide. Let's draw some guides. Let's do a little practice with that. So 1 inch and 1.75. So what we could do is take T for tape measure, and we're going to run along this red, and we're going to type in 1.00. Okay, that makes a guide. Now our next one is 1.75. So that's going to let us know that that's where this portion is going to begin. We know that 1.5 inches this way to make a 45-degree line. We know if we go in 45 and then make a line with the protractor, we'll be good. But 45, the lengths are the same, so 1.5, 1.5, and then we'll just cut it down. So let's just look at this. So we're going to use L for line tool, and we can come straight across and click it here. You don't really need the guides, but I put them in there just to show that you can do this. This part, we really don't need guides that much. Other parts, you'll see me use guides like crazy on upcoming parts, especially the screwdriver and the turnbuckle. Oh, tons of guides. Okay, now I lost where I needed to go. We need to go up 1 inch over here, and we can't assume that it's symmetrical, but it might be. So we're going to go up 1 inch, and then 2 inches, and then 3 inches to this portion. Oh, guess what? It is symmetrical. This is 3 inches high. This means this has to be 1 inch because the total is 4. So go figure. Okay, so let's go up 1 inch. And if it's symmetrical, that means this is 0.75 as well as this. So L for line. Make sure up arrow for blue, go up 1 inch, and then along the red line, 0.75. And then I wasn't paying attention, but we need to go up another inch. So L, and then go up 1 inch. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there. This one, we're going to go down 1 inch over 0.75, and then we're just going to connect. Let's double check that to make sure that I'm not just assuming. No, we're right. It connects. If we didn't know, we know this is going to be 45. I'm going to assume it's parallel with this. We could use our magenta inference to infer parallelism, if you want to call it that, with these two lines, but we don't need to. Okay, so T for tape, I'm going to move over 1.5, and then I'm going to grab this bottom line, make sure it's in the up direction, and just move it up a little, let go, type in 1.5, L for line, connect our dots, and notice there is that magenta telling us it's parallel with that other one, so we did good. Boom, click it, eraser tool, get rid of that. It's going to get rid of our guides. I'm going to put it back because I like my guides. Okay, so, but the only ones I want to get rid of is that one. Look at that, we have a surface. Yay, go us. Notice surfaces don't show up in outliner, but if I were to triple click it and hit make component, just call it component 1 by default, it will now show it. Now to undo what we just did, you can either do Control Z, but if you just right click and hit explode, it takes care of it. So let's go back. Now to keep symmetry, I'm going to move 1.5 inches this way and 1.5 inches this way. Extrude it. So P for push and pull. Click, drag a little bit, type in 1.5. Then click on this. Now you can drag it, type in 1.5, or you can double click it. And there you go. So we have an excellent part. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Never forget to save. Always want to save, like every 3 minutes or something. Just save it. I hate not saving because I've had power outage where my battery died and lost everything. That was the first and the last time I ever did that. Okay, so great. We have most of our part. So let's make these cuts right here. Okay, it tells us that it's 4 by radius of 1. These might have to wait until I update the stupid extension. Oh, I shouldn't call it stupid. Update the extension. It's just stupid that I haven't updated it yet. The extension's not stupid. The extension's amazing. That is Fredo Corner. I use it all the time. Love it. So let's just focus on cutting these. Maybe we can try this out natively without using an extension. Let's experiment a little bit. So what do we need to do? We know that it is... Do we have a dimension to show how... Yes, a 1/4 inch deep. And they are... it is 0.875 down this way. Perfect. So let's go ahead and make some guides. So 0.875 and a 1/4 inch. So let's look at top view. Click T for guide. Now if you click on this edge, you can use it as a guide. Drag along the top, 0.875. Said 2 by 8.75, which means this one, 0.875. Now you can't double click and have it do it. That would have been great. And then on this one, just drag it 0.25. Okay, now we have our space. Hit R for rectangle, and let's just create that profile. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete those guides. Okay, now we have, notice our solid black lines means primary edges, and these are secondary. So we've created another face. Left click, drag down, and hold it until it shows on face, just like this. Or you can actually type in a dimension if you know the depth of that, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to click there. If you want to, I like to erase that line. That's just me. Since it's symmetrical, I assume that the cut is the exact same on the bottom. It hasn't been defined otherwise, so we're going to do it the exact same. So we're going to come in, make sure it's along the green, 0.875, 0.875. I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. Did those guides in the wrong spot. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, 0.875. Let's do this the correct way. .875. There we go. Then drag this one. 0.25. R for rectangle. Click on the intersection. Click there. Spacebar. Push pull. Double click. And it will cut that out. Okay, so let's get rid of our guides. Let's go ahead, save it. Now we have our two cuts. I like that. Does it match what we have? Yes, it does. Perfect. We're doing great. So let's, these are 0.1 inches on the radius. So let's see if we can try making that. I'm going to pause it for a minute. I'm going to see how I want to do this. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I Control Z'd. Control Z'd. Anyways, Control Z until you're back to this point. One thing we're going to do is we're going to hit A for the arc. Now notice down here it says sides 12. I like to do mine a little bit more. I'm going to double that to 24. I doubt it's going to work. But if you click here and then click here, tell magenta, it says tangent to edge, we're going to click, okay, and it's going to place it. Now notice I didn't type any measurement. I could have typed, I think it's, let's try it. I always forget the command. So I'm going to type in 0.1, is it capital R? Yeah, and notice how it just shrunk it way down. So that doesn't always work. So if you click it, make it tangent, click twice, what you can do is you can click that line, go up to entity info, and it says radius. Just change it to 0.100, and then it will change it for you. So that is always helpful. And then scroll down to here, hit A for arc, And I think if you just click right here, double click it, it'll put the same arc in there. And to verify, let's just click it, and look, 0.1. So now we can use push pull, double click, and there it is. Now a lot of people want to come in here and erase these lines. Oh crap, what the heck just happened? Well, you just erased part of that surface. So if you want to get rid of these lines without deleting faces, notice right here it says select items to erase or drag across multiple items. Shift equals hide, control equals soften or smooth. Let's try what shift does. Okay, look at that. Just hides them. Control softens or smooths your hidden geometry. If you want to see your hidden geometry, because notice you saw all these, see all that? Okay, way too smooth what we just did. So I want to show you. Go to View and click Hidden Geometry. You'll see all those lines. Those lines are hidden. But if we click on Shift, whoops, that's not what I want to do. Shift and then click this one, it'll actually hide it. Versus if you click it with Control and click on it, it literally kind of takes it away. I like hiding it. And if you go to View, unclick Hidden Geometry. So there you go. So now it's all smooth. E for erase. Let's get rid of these. So we could go back and redo this. I don't know if I do arc. If I go here, click that. Let's make that 0.10. Okay. What we could do, I don't know how successful we're going to be. And ooh, now we're inside the part. Drag it down to the face. There's always that way of doing it as well. So let's finish this one up. This doesn't always, it's not always this convenient. Let's click that one, enter the info. Ooh, so close, 0.10. Then P for push pull. If I double click it on that face, make sure you have it, and it should have brought it all the way down. Perfect, it did. So, okay. Now that is, let's hide that. Let's hide those two. Okay, so that is how you can add the rounded corners. Fredo Corner would have done it with a click, check mark, hit enter, boom, done. But mine's not updated at the moment, so we'll do that. Okay, so this is where we're going to stop in this video before the next one starts. And in the next one, I'm going to talk about how to make the chamfers, and we're just going to finish the holes, and then do a export to STL and a basic render, photorealistic render. So anyways, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.